Are you ready?
Yeah, I only got like 5 minutes though, so let's do this.
All right, let's do it. You guys, I have a new segment, which I've lovingly deciding to title Stocky Balboa.
That's great.
That's pretty
So,
good.
me and Zev and or whoever actually wants to hop in at some point, we'll take other people. Are going to present the bull and bear case for one single company. This is obviously not financial advice or anything like that, but we're going to talk about it. And I just enjoy these arguments. I think this is something that we live for, and I'm happy to do it in the morning.
So I get to be Mr. T on this, right? Like the bad guy.
You know what?
Let's be honest.
Clubber Lang, bro. Clubber Lang.
Clubber Lang, baby.
Okay, so today we've chosen to argue about Uber. And I flipped
How did
a
I
coin.
know Vezet was going to take a piss on Uber? I knew it was coming.
And it's a debate. We're gonna debate. And so I flipped a coin. I had a panelist. A panel of judges decide. And Zev, you're gonna go ahead and present first. Go for the bear case, my friend. You have 90 seconds on the clock.
Wait, say that again. I'm first?
Yeah, you're first. Go for it.
Okay, so bear case on Uber. I just think that they're going to be disrupted once the autonomous vehicles come along. I think Tesla is going to be looking at their own ride-hailing service. I think the same for GM, same for Ford, and maybe even Amazon. You have Amazon Prime. They're going to jack up the price another maybe $50 a year or something, but they'll give you access.
Don't forget Google Waymo.
Yeah, or Google Waymo. And I just think that what Uber does is it connects riders to drivers, and drivers are going to get automated out of the equation, and you're going to have to connect riders to cars. And in that kind of a scenario, like I think the OEMs are going to move into the space, because the OEMs also know that they stand to lose some revenue because car ownership is expected to go down a little bit. They want to make up that revenue, move into the ride sharing service. And I don't think that Uber is going to be as important in that scenario, because I think the OEMs are going to be able to do it on their own, without the added cost. Uber taking its piece off the top. And a lot of people want to call out Uber Eats, but it's the same thing. The restaurant just has to ring up an autonomous car, throw it in the trunk, and you're on your way. So I think Uber is about drivers being connected to riders, and without the drivers, I just don't think you really need a platform like Uber.
Okay, I hear you, Zev. Now, 10 million. When I say that number, does it make you think of anything? It's okay.
10 million?
I'll help. 10 million is the amount of free rides that Uber gave out last year. You know why? Because they're growing, and they want you to know that they can afford to do this. They want to create public sentiment. Uber is not a ride-sharing company. It's a problem-solving company. And what problem does it solve? It solves the problem of, I want to go somewhere and I want to press a button. I press a button and something happens. That's why their Uber Eats thing has worked out so well, because you press a button and a meal shows up at your door. Now, when we talk about the growth in this company, 9 years ago, they had 50 employees, man. And right now they're sitting at 20,000. They created this space. When they started, Zev, let me finish. When they started, there was no regulation, right? This was not a sector. And now they are regulated in every single country because people have realized that this is a valuable resource. Right. So I'm just establishing that this is a company that has set the standard, and they're growing at a rapid pace. And this is okay. So inside of that, did you listen to their Q4 earnings calls? I did. They talked about what they're going to do for the future. Do you think Uber is just sitting around waiting for ride sharing? I mean, these OEMs just to trump them because they have lower costs? No, they've been collecting data this whole time. And what is that data to do? That data is to lower their bottom line to the absolute bottom so they can be as profitable as possible, which was shown by even the fact during COVID, they still made more revenue, even though they lost 30% of their ride shares. And on top of that, they gained 130% in their deliverables market, right? So what is Uber looking at for the future? Uber is looking at incorporating so many different types of vehicles, whether it's scooters, buses, fucking autonomous, whatever. They're doing it. Not only that, they're working on their business-to-business structure, and that's a sector that they said they're excited to grow. What they want to do is be the software service that allows these companies to manage their own fleet of cars and have their own business. So when I think of whatever OEM decides to do that, I don't know why they wouldn't partner with Uber. I don't know why they wouldn't use that. The infrastructure's there. Uber's Uber's going to be first to market. They're already thinking about it. They're growing in every single market that they're in. None of their competitors are even close on a ride sharing level. Did you know that they went from 1 to 5 million? Like they gained 5 million subscribers in Q4 of 2020
they have nothing
alone.
proprietary.
It's not about proprietary, to be honest, Zev.
It is proprietary.
I mean, it's about the fact that they're creating an infrastructure that everybody's going to grow on. Why do we think Jumia is going to be dope? Because they're creating an infrastructure that everybody in the future is going to grow on.
There's nothing proprietary. There's no barriers to entry.
This is not true. Can I jump in?
Hold on. Before you go, Mohammed, just one thing I'd love, Elaine, if you can address this too, and Zev, and then sorry, Mohammed, I just want to make this point because you got to run. But Elaine, I don't know if you saw the situation in the UK where some of these drivers have now been deemed employees,
yes.
And I wonder if you're going to see that.
Oh, yeah, I can tell you. Hold on, I can tell you exactly what's going on because they talked about that as well. They said, A, number one, this is going to happen. B, in the U.S., Prop 22 didn't, or California, Prop 22 didn't pass, right? People chose of their own volition, and I wasn't one of them, by the way, but people chose to maintain independent contractor status because they want to be able to control their schedule. And on top of that, what happens when they have to classify them as workers and give them whatever furloughs and pension and all that stuff? They're going to pass through some of that fee to us, and they're going to take some of that on the head, like they have. They said they're going to take a little bit on the head with their delivery side, and that they're going to pass through a lot of that on the mobility side. And that's just that. Guess what, you guys? Uber is still convenient. It's been getting more expensive. And have I stopped using it even though I don't like how expensive it is? But no, because I understand that that's the fair market price of pressing a button and having somebody deliver me to a place.
But Elaine, that Google will have that button. Google has all the data. Like they have.
But here's the thing.
Uber did not invent taxi services. They created an app.
No, they destroyed the landscape with the fact that they made it better and more simple.
An app that displaced dispatchers.
Taxis
they
had apps.
The dispatcher.
Okay, so can I jump in?
You're going to replace that. There's nothing proprietary there, which is why Lyft was able to come in, which is why you have Get Taxi coming in. This is
hold on, Zev. Lyft has less than 11% of the market share. Like Lyft is their main competitor, and Uber still has 70% of it. Why? Because
that's not right in the U.S. That's not right in the U.S.
Wait a second.
Hold on.
Lyft was able to create a very similar app. They were able to move right in, and all these companies are taking an extra cut because they have to. And the point is, what does GM need Uber for if they can just put their own app out there and they can put the cars out there at cost or even below cost and just take a small loss on it, like most other hardware platforms, like PlayStations, Xboxes? There's no money made on that because you're selling the game. So you put the cars on the road.
I can tell you, Zev. I can't tell you because I've number one, and I do want to hear Mohammed correct me on the numbers because I don't want to be wrong. And we almost are done with this section. Okay, A, what's to stop them? There's nothing to stop them. But B, is this what car manufacturers are good at? No, it's not. Is it what Uber's good at? Absolutely, it is.
No. Okay, well, that's not right because
that's not true.
That's totally true. Car manufacturers don't have an app that allows for ride sharing.
Car manufacturer, Elaine. Cruise is one of the most brilliant tech companies.
Okay, all right, you guys. We do have to do one, Mike. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Companies founded by a YC alumni. They know they're not a car manufacturer, but I know a lot about the space. I know about the self-driving space. My ex used to work at Lyft, so I know a lot about the car share space. So let me give you some let me give you some information about
I'm sorry, Mohammed. You also have 1 minute or less because we're not supposed to spend this much time.
I'll summarize in 1 minute. So self-driving cars are closer than we think. The technology is solved. I've talked to people who work at Cruise and Waymo. They soon going to release their own. Basically, I mean, Google already has their own services in Arizona, and Waymo is already in San Francisco. Sorry, and Cruise already in San Francisco. At night, they're running their self-driving cars without drivers. It's now only a question of basically public opinion, okay, and they're soon, probably within a year, they're going to expand rapidly. All right, here's the dynamics that will change, right? So self-driving cars will lower the cost by an order of magnitude. What does that mean? Margins go up 10x. So that is a huge market. When you can lower your price that much, and probably even more than 10x, because there's insurance costs, there's other things. You're basically expand access by huge amounts while increasing margin. That's a space that is so rich that everybody can come and take a piece of pie because
But who can order
it
a
is.
cheaper
Wait,
ride?
wait,
An OEM or
wait,
you?
Hold on,
wait.
Zev. Hold
None
on.
of this makes
Zev, I'm talking. Wait. It's so profitable. It's so profitable. Okay. Now the dynamics of there used to be when Lyft and Uber were competing with each other blood to blood and taking market share and lowering their prices and competing to the oblivion. People thought, oh, how could these two companies ever make money? They're always competing. They're always lowering their prices. Well, it turns out each of these companies have a huge percentage of core customers that would not stop using these companies. So
Exactly.
even if
That's not
Uber is
exactly. No.
expensive, even
That's
if
not
Uber is
exactly.
expensive,
Who's going to
they're
be able
not
to
gonna go
offer it
use Lyft.
cheaper?
If Lyft is expensive, they're not gonna use Uber. And
Okay,
meantime,
Mohammed,
they
I'm
have
sorry.
built.
You're out of time, bro. We got
Wait, who is
10 more
gonna
seconds. 10 more seconds.
10 more seconds, Mohammed.
Okay, they've built royalty, they've built brand, they've built royalty programs, and they've built subscriptions. Okay, one more thing I add: they're not going to be the only company. Waymo and Cruise are not going to be the only companies making self-driving cars. Uber and Lyft are going to contract other manufacturers. They're also going to have their own self-driving cars, and they already have the infrastructure and all the data. So they're going to enter a fully functional self-driving cars. Well, for
All right,
Uber,
sorry, Mohammed.
for Google.
Hold on, you guys.
Okay.
I'm don't making. Okay, Mohammed, I'm sorry. Your argument is done. Zev, you have 15 seconds to finish up your final argument. Go.
Okay, all these tech companies have the data. Apple has your phone, Google has Waymo, Facebook has Waze or whatever. They all have the data. The point is, and in terms of customer loyalty, I don't buy it. Customers go where it's cheaper. That's why New York moved to Uber from the yellow taxis because it was cheaper, and that's why we moved to Lyft because it was cheaper than Uber, and that's why we moved to Via because it came in cheaper than Lyft. The point is
because it was cheaper, faster, and better.
No, sorry, Mohammed. Let him finish.
Who can offer up the cheapest ride? And in terms of faster and this and that, once the OEMs are pumping cars onto the road, all of that is going to get competed away. They're all going to be fast. The point is, what does GM need to cut Uber in for anything? Unless Uber is going to start making cars, which they're not, why am I not just downloading GM's app or Tesla's app or whatever they're going to put out and just ordering those cars when the OEM is going to be able to offer it cheaper? They're cutting out the middleman.
You are out of time. All right, here's 15 seconds for me. Somebody yell at me if I go too long. Okay, look, I agree. The OEMs have the ability to have the production on the cars, and that's something that gives them an advantage. However, Uber, like Mohammed was saying, we actually have seen the stickiness of this business inside of its core industry. And no, people don't want to change. People do enjoy the convenience. I really don't care what the hell Lyft does. On top of that, Uber is incorporating so many different things into its app. People are, I mean, the ride sharing thing, it's not just ride sharing, right? Like they're also doing scooters, they're also doing delivery, they also have groceries, they're also doing alcohol. They're actually starting to move into the car rental space. Uber is going to be first to market. They've always pushed this market. They're going to continue to, and I don't understand why you guys think that they're not. I mean, also they don't have to make anything. They don't have to manufacture cars. Everybody's going to buy.
You're done.
Everybody, no, quick points. No, let me finish.
That's time.
Thank you.
Just want to clarify. Uber has backed away from going more.
You can't cut her off, Mohammed, so you can make your point. That doesn't make any sense. That's it. The argument's over.
Oh man, damn it!
Thank you.
He left. Did he leave?
All right. Okay. So I moved into the audience.
No, don't do that. We like Mohammed.
No. Bring him back.
I
Bring him back
too. But
bring
we
him
should
back.
just keep it to a time. Just,
okay.
Just
fair
so
enough.
that we can have order. That's all. And nothing
Sorry,
personal.
we got really excited. Okay, there we go. We have to end it. That was a fun segment, you guys. I'm so. I hope.
Take a vote.
That needs to be an afternoon segment. That's a fight. I like it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it. So everybody on stage, or should we do hands in the audience?
No, do like hand raising.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Everybody, raise your hand if you agree with the bullish case for Uber. Wow.
I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 5. 5 hands. Come on, guys. If you're bullish, just do it. Raise the hands. 4. Call it 5. 5 was the highest I saw.
All right.
Yep, I turned it off. All right, we're going to give it another 10 seconds. I'm going to turn hand raising off and then back on. All right. Now, everybody go ahead and vote on the bear case.
Voter fraud. He turned off the hand raising before it was over.
Voter fraud.
Y'all are spirited this morning. I like it.
Wow, it's a tie. Fuck off.
It literally is a tie. It's a tie.
I want to recount.
No recount. There you go, Zeb. We're at a tie right now, but I'm gonna take you next time. So just watch out. And also, Mohammed,
Look, I've heard all these arguments. There's no way.
guess what? This is not financial advice. This is just us doing what we love to do, to be honest. So thank you guys for joining in, but we should get back to the actual show.